guys, so this is episode 1 of the weekly market outlooks. Let's dive straight into it. This is the Forex Factory. Monday we've got no news on euro, pound and the dollar, so that might be a good trading day. Personally, I do trade no news Mondays. I know that's a very controversial take, but I've found them to be very lucrative in the long term. Tuesday we have 2 a.m. claim count change, whatever the fuck that is. We have 4:30 a.m. BOE Gov Bailey speaking, don't know what that is. And then we got Trump tentative, so we don't know what time that will be, which will for sure inject some volatility in the markets. Then Wednesday we have 2 a.m. CPI on the pound. So that will already be a very important factor for how we can frame our weekly candle, okay? And I'll explain that later on the charts. We also have 2 p.m. FOMC. Then on Thursday, we've got 8:30 a.m. unemployment claims, 2 a.m. on Friday, and then basically on Friday, we just have a bunch of PMI and retail sales at 2 a.m. So yeah, now let's dive onto the charts. So starting off with the DXY on the weekly time frame, as weekly time frame has mitigated this order block right here, which rejected this one, and now we are pushing bearish, okay? So this is currently my higher time frame target on the DXY. This is what I would like to be hit. Yes, last week's target was this one, and as you can see, it got hit beautifully, so that's very nice. And yeah, dropping down into the daily time frame straight away. Remember guys, we're trading weekly candles, so what I would like to see this week is an open, high, low close candle. So what is this next weekly candle gonna do? It's gonna open. I want it to trade higher up, manipulate everyone into going long, and then whatever, we start tanking lower, and then we get the closure here. That is what I want, and I want that to happen right here. This is what I've marked out. We have this daily fair value gap. We have this daily range, which can be viewed as an order block. It is a supply area. And so right off on the daily time frame, we already have stacked PD arrays, okay? So what I want to see is price either come into this fair value gap and then straight away go lower. So we could see that coming into Monday or Tuesday. Or we get a much higher push and we come into this, we basically close the daily gap and then we start pushing lower. So that is what I would like to see on the DXY. On the 4-hour time frame, this is what it looks like. If you've joined my Discord channel, you would have seen that I'm still viewing this as liquidity to be swept. It's a minor pullback, and now it's even more probable that this is just liquidity to be swept before heading lower, as it is just before the weekly gap and the daily order block and the daily fair value gap, which is not marked out right here. This was the last week's opening. I'm going to remove that. So yeah, currently this is what I'm expecting on the DXY. I might update this throughout the week, but this is currently the view for the DXY. Jumping into the euro, starting off on the weekly time frame. So the euro. Look at this massive weekly engulfing candle. This is the very obvious next target to be hit, and then in my opinion, this will be the next target, but I don't need to think that far ahead. As of right now, this is what we're looking to target. We have this weekly gap, which is open. So if you don't understand what I mean by that, it's that basically the next weekly candle is going to open right here. And so there will already be a fair value gap right here. There'll be inefficiency in the market. And so we can expect price, just as the DXY, to manipulate higher and then push down lower. On the euro, we can expect price to push lower and then push higher if we want an open, low, high close candle, okay? So on the daily time frame, very, very clean, guys. We have a fair value gap right here already. So we have stacked PD arrays. We have the daily breaker and we have the fair value gaps. Very clean. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see this 4-hour range, which is much clearer on the 8-hour time frame, which I don't usually use. However, in this scenario, it's very clean, sell before the buy with a fair value gap, and this is the 4-hour liquidity that I am seeing. So what I would like to see here is price come and trade down into here before expanding higher. Okay, whatever I'm looking for on the DXY, I'm looking for the exact opposite on the euro. So I haven't done my mark out right here, but basically same thing push lower, and then expand higher. And obviously throughout the week, you will see my daily updates, and because maybe Monday we'll get a big bullish engulfing candle, and then I'll have to reassess. Maybe this target will be hit before creating a pullback. The pound looks very, very clean right now. We've respected this weekly BPR, and we have completely engulfed last week's candle. We've got this weekly gap that is now created. Yeah, this is the daily time frame right now. This is what I'm expecting. So either for price to come down into this daily fair value gap and then reject. If you're wondering what this AOID is, it is a daily area of interest, so a daily support and resistance level. I know that most of you guys are ICT traders, so you might be like, why on earth is he drawing support and resistance levels? It's because they work, okay? I don't care what anyone says about support and resistance and any other concept. If it works, look at this level. As price comes into this level, it rejects. As price comes into this level, it rejects. The wicks do the damage, the bodies tell the story. Okay, so look at this level. The bodies are maintained in a very tight area, and I've even stretched it all the way out over here because look at the bodies and the wicks. So yeah, I like this area for sure, and we've got the fair value gap overlapped with it, and then we obviously have this very clean area of demand or bullish order block. So these are the two scenarios that I would like to see. Either price comes down into this fair value gap and then we expand higher with leaving the fair value gap open, so Monday or Tuesday, or price closes the gap entirely and then we expand higher. This was last week's target and now it is the weekly gap. On the 4-hour time frame, we can very clearly see this liquidity. So same on the euro, which is this liquidity right here, and on the dollar, which is this liquidity right here. I'm seeing this as liquidity. So yeah, basically what I want price to do is to come down and expand higher, as I've explained on the daily time frame. So that's basically it. I'm keeping it very short. What I do want you guys to start doing now is looking at the Forex factory and framing your week. So what I mean by this is if we're expecting an open low high close on GBP USD, and we know that we have CPI news on Wednesday and FOMC, by the way, we can expect Wednesday to be the low of the week, okay? So we come into Monday, maybe we range around here, we don't quite tap into the fair value gap, or we do, and it's totally fine. Tuesday, maybe we get a doji, and then Wednesday, maybe price sweeps the low of that doji with the CPI, maybe we get a big push down into this daily gap, and then a massive wick, and then Thursday and Fridays, we're longing, we're going higher, okay? That is what I'm expecting, as I've said a couple times in this video. If my analysis changes, you will see them in the updates. So yeah, that's basically what I want you guys to know for pound USD coming into next week. Wednesday CPI, very important to keep note of. And Friday looks like a shit show right now. So 2 a.m., 3:15 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 4:30 a.m., 9:45 a.m. I don't know if I'll be trading on Friday. However, the best day for me currently looks like Thursday and potentially Monday, depending on how price action forms. I usually like to leave Monday, see how price is setting up for the following days, but Mondays can still be some nice trading days.